Yaga yo, welcome to the Cymarshall Law Show, another super dope episode. Today on the Cymarshall Law Show, we are honored to introduce a visionary whose canvas is the city itself. The incomparable Will Power. Born from the vibrant fusion of Thai and African American heritage, Will's artistry is a testament to the transformative power of hip-hop culture. His pioneering gritty city style is a revolutionary force in the art world, marrying the raw energy of graffiti with the sophistication of fine art to create a visual language that speaks directly to the soul. From the streets of Jersey City to the global stage, Will has danced with the spray can, leaving behind murals that are not just paintings but conversations etched in color and form. His works like the Wu-Tang Clan tribute and the dynamic RiseNY installation are more than just art, they're landmarks of cultural expression that resonate with the heartbeat of the communities they adorn. Will's journey is one of relentless passion, a dance of resilience that took him from the military's disciplined ranks back to the liberated alleys of street art. His mission transcends aesthetics. It's about igniting change, uplifting spirits, and knitting together the fabric of the community with strokes of hope and unity. So, as we welcome Will Power, a man whose life is a mural of purpose, whose art is a bridge between worlds, and whose legacy is written on the walls of our cities in the annals of hip-hop history. Welcome, Will Power, a true maestro of the streets. Thanks. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me, Sai.
No doubt.
It's a pleasure. What an intro! Wow.
Yeah, I did some research. So
yeah, see.
So from the jump, I found out about you because somebody sent me a video of this beautiful hip hop mural. To read directly off your website, in May 2022, a graffiti artist, Will Power, created the Hip Hop Homage Tunnel, a stunning 150-foot tunnel featuring murals on both sides that pay tribute to 45 hip-hop icons. This massive mural is a testament to Will's unique style known as gritty city style, which combines the elements of, portraiture and fine art with raw and classic hip-hop roots, tags, throwies, and hard styles located along New York and Ravine Avenues in Jersey Heights. Will, can you tell us a bit about how that came to be and you working with the Jersey City Mural Arts Program who sponsored that?
Okay, well, that tunnel is actually like a part two to the hip-hop tunnel. The original tunnel, I think I did it in 2020.
Okay.
And it was the 4 elements. Like, I call it the hip-hop garden. I did a flower pattern with MC, DJ. I had a 3D train coming out at the end of the other tunnel.
Okay.
And it was representing the element of hip hop. And what happened? COVID. When COVID hit, everybody bombed it. It was destroyed.
Oh man.
Graph was everywhere. I actually liked how it looked because they graffitied the train. Mm-hmm. But the city is anti graffiti program. So
right.
They reached out to me. JC Map reached out to me and asked me, "Hey, Will, they destroy your tunnel a little bit." I say, "Well, I actually like it," but they say, "But they was like, can you change? Can you fix it up or change it? Right? I mean, what you feel? What you're feeling?" So I'm like, you know what? I was looking for a spot to paint a Tupac mural because his biological father's a good friend of mine.
Word?
Billy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my boy. He's really cool dude. So I always tell him, "Hey, yeah, Billy, I'm gonna hook up your son." I done the Biggie, I did Wu, I did everybody, but really Tupac on a mural. So I was looking for a good spot, right? And at the end of the tunnel, at the bottom entrance from Hoboken, if you're coming from Hoboken, New Jersey, going up to Jersey City, it was a nice wall. I was like, wow, right there, that's Tupac. Right. So my idea was to do Tupac and then fix everything up, right? But then I say, wait a minute, why stop at Tupac? Mm-hmm. Let me just work my way up. I started working up from the West Coast MC. If you see, I had Dre, I had Nipsey, I had M, I had 50 was down there with M.
Right.
So I had him bridging from there. And then I worked my way up, and then I went around with it. So I was like, you know what? First, I asked the city. I say, would you think of the idea of me just dropping portraits and doing like colorful black background? Because I like the juxtaposition of the black and white with the colorful splashes coming from the back. You feel the energy of hip hop.
Right, right.
And if I would have done it, like, I would have tagged it up like how I did the Wu-Tang, but it's really, they wasn't trying to get, because I think if I tagged it up, they would have went in on it. So which probably would have looked cool to me, but it's all right. My murals are built for this time when writers are hitting everybody's mural, but that's the look I go for. I predicted it. Me and my boy kind of predicted this. And so I was like, the only problem is going to take me maybe, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know how long it's going to take. Maybe 2-3 months, 4 months. Can you close the road for me? The city said, no problem, William. Just do it. We'll take care of everything else. So for about 2 months and a week, I had that tunnel shut down at night, and the whole neighborhood hated me.
Jeez, I know you were in trouble with the community.
Yeah, they had to go around for 2 months and a half, 2 months and a week.
Wow.
And they was like, they wasn't having it at first, but when it was finished, I think it's probably the first of its kind. Like, I just came up with it, so I really didn't see anything, but who knows? It's no original idea. It's only your idea. That's why I believe.
Listen,
but it was one of the first thing around here that I see.
I've never seen anything like that before, and I love hip hop art, so I'm always looking for it. So honestly, this might be the most incredible hip hop mural I've ever seen in my life, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. Like I always believe, like hip hop elements. If you combine more than one, is a banger. Like if you mix dance with music, or dance with art, or music with art. So with me, like I added the sixth element. If you don't know, like the sixth element to me is the photographer. The street photographer.
Right.
That's the sixth element of hip hop. Fifth is knowledge, and sixth is for me. That's what I dubbed it. But who am I anyway? But so I was like, you know what? I want to combine music, which is the MC, art, which is what I do. Graffiti, portrait, which is evolution of being a graffiti artist. Doing characters. Now I'm doing realism.
Right.
And then also mixing the sixth element, which is six and five and six, because the knowledge, because I had to know who to put up there.
Boom.
And then the sixth element is the photographer. And plus, they don't get their respect due too much, I don't think. Like, so I wanted to give the hip hop photographer their respect due. I want them to be known. And, I happen to know a few good ones. Ernie Panaccioli, when I was a kid, I hung out with his son. That was the first time I see like actual graffiti on pictures on train that we could actually was like, learning off, And so I had to pay back, man. I had to give back to the culture. The whole idea was just to push the culture forward, because I believe that hip hop should always evolve, no matter what, good or bad, should always keep on moving, because you don't, like, if you stop, it's not gonna have that energy that it's supposed to have,
You absolutely hit it on the head.
And you even came and shot a video there. When I saw it, I said, yo, this kid is nice. And he's talking that guy, like, I like mumble rap, but it has to have no beat with it. But you was dropping some knowledge there. I was like,
thank you, brother.
Yo, this is hot.
So you hit it on the head. So try to combine the graph art with the hip hop, and that's what I was trying to do. So you summed it up for me. That's exactly. As soon as I thought I have to shoot a video in front of this, and it was like a same day. Like I found out about it the day before, and I was there the next day shooting that video.
Wow. All right. That's dope.
So
that's dope. That's how hip hop is. Is fast. Is you're inspired and you do it. You know that, because it's a fast moving. Right now, it's a very fast moving industry, and unless you have something that's evolutionary, it stays the same.
Right. So, yo, if anyone wants to check out that video, it's Cymarshall Law and Slimline Mother, and it's called Doing My Thing, and all the graffiti art is by Willpower, and it's super dope. Check it out if you can, called Doing My Thing. So,
Music is fire.
thank you, brother. So, how do you navigate the intersection of your Thai and Black heritage in your art? And has it ever led to like an unexpected creative breakthroughs?
Yeah, you know what it is. You know, my father's Black, my mom's from Thailand, and my mom was also an artist, but like she does like more like expressionism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, she's dope with like the oil paint and all that.
Okay.
My dad is from Queensbridge, and my family was in Queensbridge, you know. So during the Vietnam War, he went down there, and you know, to fight the war. That's how he met my mom in Thailand, which is like, I guess, the border over there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I came to be. But the influence of the art, I think Thai art, like folk art, is actually very tedious. Like it's always like repetitive patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Thai in me gives me that patience,
right,
to repeat, to take my time. If I want to go deeper into the details, I could dive in because I have the patience of it.
Right.
Now, from the Afro-American side of me, being a brother, we stay on the edge. We have that creative coolness, that creative edge. We understand what's cool. You know, we tell our hat to the side is cool. Like we know,
mm-hmm.
you know, we keep up. We got that swag. So I guess with being Black, the swag, I got the swag and the patience of being a Thai artist, which is like just digging into details, pattern, and so that's what I think made me have a breakthrough in this art. And being that also I when I really became into graffiti was at the early stage of hip hop in 1982, 83. I was like a toy, you know, little kids, young, really young.
Right.
Now 84 is I'm about to go to high school, freshman year. That's when I got down with Cruz in Jersey. So I'm cool around my boys, you know. So I consider myself starting graffiti at 84. So, you know, coming in at that time, everything is always about being innovative. You know, you can't bite. Biting is a no-no. You could do something similar, but you got to turn it into yours.
Right.
You know,
back in the day,
they have we learned how to tag. We had to tag our name, but differently a little bit. Maybe just add a little something different, you know. And then throwies, folding letters, wild style, mechanical, 3Ds, all that. So you evolve it into your own style. And then at the time when it was popping, right? Like I think 86, 87, 87, I moved to Egypt. My stepfather was Egyptian. My mom decided to uproot and move me to Egypt. Now I had to quit school, went to Egypt. When I left, all my boys from Jersey, they went out. They was all up in New York bombing because we was old enough now. We're like sophomore going to junior, old enough in school. And that helped me because when I left and came back, I was into music. I was into dancing. I was a break dancer a little bit, but I was more evolving into house music. So I just left the art alone, but became a house music dancer. So I guess if you keep on doing it, you become repetitive. Right. As far as like being an artist. I stopped doing it for a while, came back in 2011. 2012. When I came back to doing my art again, I still had that same mentality because when I left, it was still about being innovative. Like, I didn't want to do the same thing everybody was doing. If I was trying to do it, it get boring to me. So I flipped it. I had to create my own lane. That's why I came up with Gritty City because, you know, I was an artist. I'm a fine artist. There was no lane for a fine artist in the street, really. Right. You're either a street artist or a graffiti artist. So I say, how do I make this work? So we created our own lane, which is graffiti, fine art, and street art.
Right. So how would you say, can you like share a vivid memory from your early days of graffiti writing and like what motivated you to hit that White Castle wall in Journal Square?
hanging out with the boys. There's always competition.
Right.
It's always competition. Girls. Back then the motivation was really girls because you know what it is to be able to do a girl's name with a heart next to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That means you was getting played.
Right.
So man, like motivation is girls being cool and just hanging with your boy and trying to compete by like a friendly competition. Yo, I hit that wall first. Look, I did the character first before you did.
Right.
And White Castle was was nothing to right now if I think about it, but as a 15 years old, 16-year-old, that was like, yo, you just hit the White House because it was always lit. It was open 24/7,
Mm-hmm.
and for us at that age to do that, it takes a lot of courage. So, and to do it, and your boys wasn't scared to do it, and you did it first.
Right.
They'll be like, yo, I hit White Castle. Get out of here. Oh my God.
Right. So
Yes.
you kind of touched on breakdancing background, your influence with that. I would say, what's your influence? Let me reword the question. How did your breakdancing background influence your approach to graffiti?
Okay. Well, everything was like, you know what, back then, if you was a b-boy, which all of us was at that age, because there wasn't really nothing for us. We had nothing, honestly. Like at 84, 88, 82, 83, 84, there was really nothing for us. I actually, like, growing up in Jersey City was the biggest melting pot, right? Everybody was different, dressing different. Like, okay, the white kids was rocking Metallica, rock and roll shirt and all that stuff. They didn't dress like us. Indians had the sleeve rolled up with a nice button shirt. The Philippines had their own, like, the Club Nouveau look. We was like kind of bummy because half of us was broke. I hung out by Marion Projects. I grew up around there, so half of us didn't really have money. We had Skippies, we had like the cheapest clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when hip hop came in, we start seeing, like, the windbreaker, the straight Lees. Lees was before Levi's,
Right.
We was rocking the straight Lees. Like, it was kind of affordable and it was kind of cool at once. And sneaker was just coming out, Adidas, Nikes. Like, I remember a time when it was just booming. Everything came out. Etonic, Kangaroo,
Right.
Pro Cad. Like, we was like, yo, like, we had the boom. I actually got to see, like, experience the birth. Well, I'm third generation Jersey City, but first generation Jersey City. I'm sorry, third generation writer for the East Coast, I guess, for the New York area.
Right.
But first generation Jersey City, because that's when New York already had the flavor, but it really didn't get across the water till a little bit before Wild Style, the documentary Wild Style.
Right.
And we was just looking for stuff. Like, we saw breakdancing in Ripley, Believe It or Not. They showed that. They had, like, movies. Like, you had to really look for hip hop back then.
Right. So sorry.
But being that we was all b-boys, we was influenced by everything. Either breakdancing, you was either a breaker and a DJ, or a breaker and a writer, or a breaker and an MC. Or, like, breaking is dance, so
Facts.
All of us try to break dance. But me, I have an accent, I speak with a Thai accent. I speak English with a Thai accent. I speak Thai with an English accent. So I'm screwing both continents. But what they call it, we always had, it was more than one thing, So being a b-boy, how did it influence my graffiti artist? Being a graffiti artist or writer,
mm-hmm.
is being able to do a character, like, because I know how we dress.
Right.
We had the Kango, so we would draw like how we dress.
Right. I love that.
And we would rock the graffiti on our lead jeans, our clothes, the side of our pants. Back then we even had our leads, right?
Uh-huh.
We had it hemmed up. Like, we had it so skinny leg that we had the stitches. Like, we had to get it sewn up. Go to the laundromat, had it sewn up so the leg be nice and tight. So when we break dance, and then we have a shoelace wrapped around the bottom of the pants. So when we break dance, we don't trip off the pants.
Inside jewels right there.
Yeah, that's some history right there.
So you've mentioned that your art is immortal. Can you elaborate on what that means to you, and how does spirituality play a role in this concept?
Okay, so many religion in this world. I'm actually, like, I believe in Jesus. Jesus is king, but religion is supposed to make you feel good, not bad, not like hate another religion and this and that. Hip hop to me, when I was talking about everybody dressing different, when hip hop came in, just to go back so I could bring this topic up, the Indians were dressing different, white kids, when hip hop came out, we all started dressing the same.
Right.
And we started communicating. We had something in common, So anyway, to bring it back to this question you just asked, hip hop is my religion because it's just the feeling of it. It feels so good, it's spiritual. It's kind of spiritual because anything with dance is spiritual. Anything with music is spiritual. Anything with art is spiritual. So why not? Why is it not a religion?
Facts.
MC are prophesizing. Some of the stuff they talk is, Kanye is a little crazy, now and then. But I remember the Kanye talking about he was a prophet and he was spinning some dope stuff, So
right.
Yeah, hip hop to me it is a religion as far as the feeling of it, the spiritual of it. That's that's why it is to me. It's immortal because if you really love hip hop for what it is and you have your knowledge of it, not like not trying to copy off this next guy just to make money, just the doing it for the love of the art, the culture, the music, the dance. If you know that's a spiritual feeling,
Facts.
And that will always be immortal because that really stopped us from killing each other back in 84, 85. Being a b-boy, being to that, we was battling with dance, with art.
Right.
We didn't try to kill it. We was trying to kill each other, but hip hop kind of saved us from, and then even when we was getting violence, Stop the Violence came out and the whole thing faded down a little, with the violence.
Right.
Now it's a little more, it's a little bit crazy, but hey, every 10 years it change. 10 years from now, these kids be talking about peace and love and John Lennon and all that as rapping that stuff. I believe it.
Let's hope so. But yeah, you're right. Every 10 years, it's a new change.
Yes.
So from like the 80s until like now, how has Gritty City style evolved over time? And are there like specific techniques or elements you've incorporated recently?
Well, the graffiti is the same. I actually went backward with graffiti because I like the feel, like, everything I paint is like a feeling. It's more like a balance, a texture. Like, it's something like I do throwies. I do bombing, even though I don't bomb anymore, I bombed back then, but I do throwies in the background. I really don't do clean 3D, like, or wild style to my canvas because I wanted to feel like it's urban, it feel like if you lean up on it, your clothes going to get dirty.
Right.
So the graph element of it is kind of back in the days. The street art is, I do street art is stencil, wheat paste, stuff like that, or the wording. So the street art is kind of new because that came later after graffiti. But the evolution of it is because I love Renaissance art, and I love religious stuff, So I like, that's why my handle is Hip Hop Is My Religion. So the evolution is being able to put fine art in there. And what I do when I paint fine art, when I do portraits and stuff, like I did the Virgin Mary with the boombox, I use the techniques. Like, I'm a self-taught, but I YouTube everything. I learn everything. So I use the technique of a traditional Renaissance master. Something that Michelangelo would do, I learned how to do all that. So
dope.
That's the evolution of it.
Crazy.
When I paint, I really paint with oil paint on it, like that style.
Right.
Because if you think about it, if Michelangelo or, Leonardo or Caravaggio was still alive, they'd be out there with the spray can, So I'm battling them in that. I want to be able to hang my stuff in the museum next to theirs and be like, yo, all right, he got all that graffiti stuff, but it's contemporary. But look how he paint that face. Wow.
Right.
He really know what he's doing,
So speaking about that, when kind of transitioning from street art to the gallery shows, did you encounter any unexpected shifts in your creative process or audience reception?
You know what? It's funny. In 2011, 2012, when I came back, right? I was trying to make it here in Jersey City, but nobody was really doing that. So I went across the water to New York. I ended up rocking with a lot of writers. I'm talking about like the pioneers, the 70s writers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got down with X Vandal, which is one of the first crew in the late 60s, early 70s. They're the first organized graffiti crew, and one of the first organized graffiti crew in the world. And when I got down with them, they was like, yo, Will, you're nice with the art, come paint. So I went to paint. They had me doing graffiti. I was like, nah, I wanna stop splashing paint. I'm doing street art, splashing paint. And they laughing at me. They go, yo, Will, whether you a street artist or graffiti artist, come on, man. I was like, yo, I'm an artist,
right.
And now a lot of them that was laughing at me back then, they're splashing paint and stuff on their canvas with the throwies on it too. So, so that evolves.
Right.
But when they asked me to be an ex-vandal, that's what I told them. I said, look, I'm gonna break every rules that you guys had set up, meaning that, I don't believe that this should be like everything should always evolve, whether good or bad, it should always evolve because that's how it gets better. That's how it affects the world because the evolution is always dealing with everything around you, Right. Good or bad is everything around you.
So you bridged the gap between graffiti and street art clearly. What advice would you give to emerging artists who want to explore both worlds?
I say do it, because back then, believe it or not, 2011, 2012, graffiti artists and street artists wasn't getting along. That's why they was teasing me. Because but I always thought that they were the same thing because when I was hanging out with my boys downtown in Manhattan, I was like, they was doing this, they were bombing, but they were just bombing with weed paste. They was out there, doing their thing. And they was out there at night bombing, but it's just a different type of bombing. So even though it was taboo back then, I always thought that everybody was gonna eventually come together. Look at it now. There's street artists bombing, with the thing, and it's acceptable. And graffiti artists that's doing canvas, doing street art stuff, and it's acceptable. Doing mural with graph.
Collaborating with others can be vulnerable. Have you ever felt emotionally exposed during a collaboration? If so, how did it affect your work? If so,
okay. So the Gritty City style that I'm doing now, right? It was me and an ex-partner of mine. We came up with it. We talked about it because he's also an artist, but I'm more like of a writer than he is. He pretty much went to school for everything. For like fine art, he have a degree. I'm the street dude. I learn everything on my own. So it was a collaboration between me and him to do this thing. And we had a falling out, as people always do, because whatever reason, the falling out wasn't like it kind of turned me off with collaborating, like, being a partnership with anybody. I would collaborate, yeah, but like one or two, not a partnership, because it's not a good thing because it's like a handicap also. It kind of stops you from doing certain things because if you do a little better or get a little more shine than the person you're working with, feelings are hurt.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the bad thing of it. But at the end of the day, I continue to do Gritty City, and I kind of own it now. By because he's doing his thing, but his thing is not Gritty City anymore. It's just art.
Right. I
Yeah.
feel that. I definitely understand that. Everyone goes their way.
Yeah. That's normal. But yeah, that's the only thing bad about collaborating or going. Like I would do one or two. A little more than that is kind of because it becomes a partnership, and that's kind of tough on anybody. Sometimes you don't want to, you lose friends that way.
Sure, I know that's right. Is there a wall you've always wanted to paint but haven't had the chance?
Wow. Somewhere in Italy. Or maybe the island of Jamaica.
Yeah, I know that's right. Lot of mercy.
Yeah, that's what I want. Next stop is to travel the world, and just starting to do my thing now. Trying to see if I could take it across the water, across the sea. That's why I like the Gritty City part. That I like is that I always start with a post-no bill wall. So it feels like New York. I could be painting in Italy. If I rock that, they'll be like, oh, this kid is from New York, from up here, at least,
If graffiti could fall in love, which other art form besides hip hop might it fall in love with?
Exactly what I do, Renaissance art.
Hit it on the head then. If you had a graffiti-related superpower, what would it be?
Wow. Flying. If I could fly.
And why?
And do graffiti, because these guys are killing it up there now. You look like I gotta give props to these younger generation. I can't do it. I'm like, I'm good with heights, but I'm not hanging off the building. But if I could fly, I would be doing burners up on skyscraper like they're doing now. That's an evolution of graffiti right there. Being able to take that to new heights, literally.
Right. And you could fly to Italy or Jamaica.
Yeah, do everything. That's the superpower,
So I read that rumor has it you have a secret ingredient in your spray can. Can you share that, or are you keeping us guessing?
Nah, that's KFC, man. I can't tell you
that. What else do I have here? I think I've ran out. Will, is there anything you'd like to let the people know before we end this? It's been a great interview, by the way.
Let me see. Before we end this, hey, stay innovative, stay creative, and that's what. If you're into hip hop, that's what it's supposed to be. Stop biting and just do some dope new stuff.
Word. Well, you heard it from the man here first, Will Power. Will, I'd like to give you a big round of applause for coming through. I really appreciate this, man. I know you probably had a lot of things to do, and you took the time out of your day to share with me and the people your story. I'm sure it's going to inspire a lot of people. So, Will, thank you so much for coming through to the Cymarshall Law Show. We appreciate you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for everything. Have a blessed day.
No doubt. Peace, love, and positive energy. And we'll see you next time on the Cymarshall Law Show. And we out like that.